It's funny because Microsoft and Phil Spencer and Xbox are currently in court fighting over the Activision Blizzard deal. And I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, why are you not nourishing the IP that you already have? And I understand that they kind of have their hands tied with this whole court case and this acquisition, but man, when I look at IPs like Conker and Banjo Kazooie, I just continue to question why Microsoft is dropping the ball. So today I just want to kind of rant about my opinion and my feelings on why these games are just not showing up. Conference and direct and showcase after showcase, we still see nothing or hear nothing about these franchises when you have your competitors, your direct competitors, playing on nostalgia left and right. You literally have Nintendo announcing Super Mario RPG, but remade and better graphics. And then not to mention PlayStation keeps up with their IPs. I mean, we just had a Ratchet and Clank not too long ago. And I look at Xbox and you see an IP like Halo, which Halo Infinite was not a bad game, but it didn't hit on the stellar performance that it should have. And you literally have the bread and the butter, Xbox and Microsoft. You can now with Game Pass release a rated E for everyone Banjo Kazooie game that brings in not only the younger audience, the families, but it brings in the hardcore gamers that actually enjoyed playing the original two games. I ain't gonna say three, because nuts and bolts I have not played. Maybe I'll play that this summer. Anyways though, then you have on the flip side of the coin something like Conker that is mature rated, and it can bring in an older audience, a newer audience. This game in the social media age, if a new Conker would come out and it's just as foul and just upfront about the shit that it talks about and doesn't really pull any punches, and it ain't gotta be as harsh. You can word it a little differently, but dude, I just feel like in the social media age and the TikTok age, a game like that would do numbers. That you have two, Microsoft, Phil Spencer. I'm talking to you directly at this point. And it's funny because all the people that come in contact with him or they do these interviews with him, they never really say much about Banjo. And when they do, they kind of mention it and then drop it. Versus nah, man, what is really going on with this IP? What is really going on with Conker? We haven't seen Conker in years, man. And I don't even need a hyper realistic AR version of Conker, some bullshit like that, man. I want just a funny single player game that it could even play on like how the first one played on certain movies and pop culture and stuff like that. It could just play on shit that's going on in the world, because I feel like in today's age we are surrounded by so much serious stuff going on that if you have a game that kind of desensitizes some of that seriousness, it makes you appreciate, and I don't know, it just makes the quality of life kind of goes up, and that's all I'm saying. And when you have a game like Conker that again can bring in a older audience, and you have a game like Banjo that can then bring in a younger audience, it's like, Microsoft, what are you doing? What are we doing? And I honestly don't know if Banjo is supposed to be made by Rare. Maybe it's not. Maybe you give the title to like a Toys for Bob when you acquire Activision Blizzard. And maybe that's what they're waiting on. Maybe that's what the underlining thing is. They don't have the right devs on the team that are really passionate to make a 3D platformer, but not only make it, but give it the next step. We just talked about it in my last video, how 2D Mario and 2D Sonic are kind of taking the next step in a 2D game, like the the progress that you actually want to see. And I think maybe that's what's holding Banjo back at this point, and maybe that's what's been holding Conker back, because Conker, again, is based on a lot of the jokes and the profanity and just like the crudeness of the game. And maybe they're just scared. And we talk, man, it's crazy, I'm referencing videos now. We talked about this in a while ago, I don't even remember the video, but the same kind of case with Mother 3 and Nintendo. There's so much shit in that game that they can't just re-release it because it's going to get highlighted. It's going to be under a microscope. It is in the social media age. But in Microsoft and Xbox case, I feel like with a game like Conker, it will work, and it will be the kind of satire that people actually like. I feel like Conker in today's age would fit better than even it did back in the day, because again, so much stuff is hypersensitive and so many people are so sensitive. But I feel like if Microsoft would take the chance and release a game like this, even if it's controversial in the shit that it does, I still feel like it could do numbers and it could sell systems, man. And I feel like when it comes down to it as a business, that is what it comes down to. Even if it's like Microsoft has come on record and said that necessarily they aren't in the selling systems business. They want to sell you a subscription to Game Pass, and that's fine. But if you come out with new Banjo and Kazooie and a new Conker game, that is going to sell Game Pass subscriptions. So let me know down in the comment section below, what do you think? Do you feel like Banjo Kazooie should return? I mean, we seen him in Smash Brothers and he looks so good, dude. And when that happened, I was so hyped. And it felt like, okay, this is the perfect time for Microsoft to capitalize on this. And they just didn't. And then also, how do you feel a Conker game in 2023 and beyond would actually like fit? Do you feel like they would have to tone down a lot of the stuff? Or do you feel like if they take the risk, the majority of people would actually gravitate towards a game like this versus stay away from it? You let me know down in the comment section below. I know the side of the fence I stick on. I will meet you guys down in the comment section and we'll talk about it. You'll see where I'm coming from. But anyways, I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for all of the support. I see all the new subscribers. I want to say thank you. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.